President Trump has campaigned for the Nobel Peace Prize, but he was passed over this year. Venezuelan opposition leader María Corina Machado received the prize for what the committee said was promoting democratic rights for the people of Venezuela. Trump called Machado today and congratulated her, saying she deserved the award. This after his administration denounced the very decision to award it to her in the first place. I'm going to bring in our political panel, Democratic strategist Meghan and Republican strategist Rina Shah. So let's just level set this, go in the Wayback Machine, because this is one of the things that sticks in President Trump's craw, what I'm about to show you right now. Please play that of President Obama in 2009.
I would be remiss if I did not acknowledge the considerable controversy that your generous decision has generated. In part, this is because I am at the beginning and not the end of my labors on the world stage.
I covered that in Oslo. And Obama's basically like, I got the Nobel Peace Prize because I won an election. I haven't done anything. And he gave a big speech about all America's role in the moral, sometimes compulsion or necessity of great powers to engage in armed conflict, so on and so forth. But that sticks in Trump's craw. Obama does nothing, gets a Nobel Peace Prize. He's doing all these things, trying to work things out, Ukraine, Israel, Gaza, nothing.
Well, his team is boasting that he's had 7 conflict resolutions since January.
That's a bit of a
stretch,
exaggeration,
right?
yes.
Okay, so
They would even acknowledge it privately.
They have said, well, those supporters of Trump will say he's had ceasefires in Gaza. He has brokered peace between Cambodia and Thailand. But what I love is that this committee said, you know what, we're going to go for the democracy fighter and not the deal-making flair here. And what this really proves is that time and time again, multilateral grit is going to win out over unilateral boast.
Meghan.
And I'm proud for it.
Yeah, I also think, just to level set, the submissions were due January 31st. So anything he did in office, that's great that Obama got his.
Try next year.
Exactly. So if the peace deal,
especially if the peace deal holds,
100%, then he would be a really good candidate. I do not want to take anything away from what's happening in Israel and Gaza right now, and he'd be an extremely good candidate. But the fact that this is like a core to who he is just weird to me, and they're obsessed with it. I almost wish they just would have given it to him so we just don't have to hear about it anymore.
So there was a debate for the Virginia governor's race last night. There are lots of sound. You can watch it all online. I just want to get to cut to your chase of the argumentation between Winsome Earl Sears, the Republican nominee, Abigail Spanberger, the Democratic nominee, and where you think this race currently sits and how much it matters in understanding where things are. Trump, first year, 2.0.
Well, anyone who watched could see that it was just interruptions over insight.
Yeah, I mean, over talking. A lot of Winsome and Earl Sears jumping in.
I think the DNC put out something she interrupted 60 times, just while we're on that note.
For those counting at home.
Turning policy talk into a shouting match is what turns voters off. And Spanberger, she has a real opportunity here to go forward and just say, we need to talk about car tax. We need to talk about data centers. This is all stuff that Virginians care about. But when Winsome Sears wants to make it all about shouting, she, again, has that entry point. She's doing well. We're looking at her lead right now. It's Spanberger 52-42. I think that's a little close. I think it's a little close for comfort. But again, that 10 points, it could go anywhere right now. You've got early voters out as well. There's about 6% undecided. Those people could be swayed. I don't know what we're really looking at here, though, in terms of Trump's impact on this race. I really do think it is just these 2 women on their own.
Hasn't said a thing. And when she was in the front row at Newport News, he looked right at her, didn't say a thing.
Wild.
Called everyone else out. Meghan.
So I don't think necessarily he has to have an actual impact where he says who he's for. I think Virginia is interesting because it is so impacted by what's going on in D.C. with DOGE cuts, and the federal government has such an impact in Northern Virginia, and then the military contingent in the down part of the state. And so I do think that Spanberger has an extremely good argument here about affordability, and with the DOGE cuts that I think is going to carry her over the line here more than anything.
Quickly, Meghan, what about New Jersey in the governor's race there? Mikey Sherrill, the Democratic nominee, Jack Ciattarelli, the Republican. They're clashing as well. That race, according to some polls, pretty close.
Yeah, and the news coming out where he wants to sue her over something she said, it just screams, I'm Donald Trump. I want to hide behind lawsuits. Mickey Sherrill is in a really good spot. She's going to focus on lowering costs here, lowering the energy costs, and on her child safety act that she wants to do. I think that's a really big thing for parents, and I think it's something that New Jerseyans care about.
New Jerseyans.
People in New Jersey?
New Jersey. We're just going to go with it. Rina, very quickly, latest poll in New York City's mayor's race. Zoran Mamdani, 46%. Andrew Cuomo, 33%. 15% Curtis Sliwa, the Republican. Yeah. If Sliwa drops out, anyone could do that math. It might be close.
I think it will be close, actually. I don't know that these polls are really gauging anything except for youth momentum. And so I believe Sliwa needs to drop out. I think Eric Adams did the right thing. Cuomo's got the Jewish community support. Mamdani, again, the free buses, free everything. That stuff turns out a lot of young
Meghan,
voters.
you got 30 seconds.
It may get them in a poll, but does it get young people to turn out? And I think that's the key question. And Cuomo allegedly is raising a lot of money in some of his super PACs right now. So I think people are waiting for Curtis to drop out.
Yet again, the race will come down to that magic word. Turn out. Meghan Hayes, Rina, Shah, always a pleasure. Remember, the candy does not eat itself, so get your hands in there.